Today I am going to let you water bath mandarin oranges with me. We all, or most people, love the little cuties or halo mandarin oranges. But unless you have a lot of people that eat those in your home, a lot of times they will get too ripe before you get to eat them all. So my husband doesn't eat oranges, but I do. I love them. So this is some that I have already peeled, and I've taken as much as the pulp, I guess you would call, I don't know what you'd call that, the white off of the rind. I've taken that off of, as much off of it as I can, because it can make them a little bitter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack these in these jars as so. And this can work great for a mandarin orange cake. If you've never had that, I will try to remember to post a link to a recipe. You would love it. But I just sort of pack some in these little jars, and I can use this as a snack, or I can use this for baking. But I just pack the jars like this, and I do not want to go above this ring right here. And then I have little single serving jars like this. They don't hold as much. It's a little much in there. And like I said, you don't want to go above this line. So if you mash it down, and don't mash it too much because you don't want to mash the juice out of your oranges, but you want to try to keep it below here. And this one's not going to hold as many because it's a smaller jar. But like I said, it's a little single serving jar. So I'm going to fill up the rest of these jars, and then when I get ready to make my simple syrup, I'll get back with you. Okay, now I have 4 cups of distilled water. I do not use my tap water. This is 4 cups of distilled water. I am going to bring this to a boil, and then I will add 1 cup of sugar. I use pure cane sugar. You can use every which brand of sugar you would like to use, but I use pure cane sugar. So once this comes to a boil, I will dissolve this sugar in this water and stir it real good and make sure that it is dissolved. My pressure canner. I do not have a water bath canner. I am in hopes of one day owning an electric water bath canner or an Amish water bath canner. That is my future goals. But anyway, I've got this water getting hot. So this is getting hot. This is getting hot. I have my jars filled. So what little bit I had left made 2 of these little jars, 2 of these little jars, and then I have this jar, which will be perfect for like your mandarin orange cake or any kind of dessert you want. I had a few left over. Those are for me. I have poured my sugar in, and I'm going to stir it until it gets completely dissolved and the water is looking clear. And that's what you're looking for. You want your water to be clear. Now mine will probably not be as clear as yours, considering I use, excuse me, my jars may not be as clear because I use the pure cane sugar, and it does have a tan tint to it. But I will just pour this over in my jars as so. My rims off so that I can put my lids on. I do not want to risk them not sealing, so I will wipe my lids off, my rings off, and then I will place them in the water bath canner, and I will come back to you and when we get to that point so you can see how the water needs to be in the canner itself. All right, here's the last one that I have to put the lid on, and I thought I would show you. I just put it on there, and you just do fingertip tight. You don't want to manhandle it, or you won't be able to get the ring off of it. So you just, like that. That's all you have to do. And then I will place them in my canner, and I may have to add more water to my canner. It just depends on how much the water level goes up after I get the jars in there. Okay, now I have the water over this, and you're supposed to have the water like an inch or 2 above the lid, but as you can see, I have different sizes of lids, so I'm just doing the inch or 2 above this one because it needs to be covered. Okay, I have my lid on my canner, and now I will wait until this starts shooting out a steady stream of steam. Once that steady stream of steam starts coming out, I will set my counter for 10 minutes. And then once that timer goes off, I will remove this from the heat and just let it go down and cool off and then check all my jars and make sure they're sealed. So I will come back to you when it's ready to come out of the canner. All right, now the canner has finished. The pressure has been released from it. You have to be very careful when you're opening the lid. Open it away from you so that you won't get a blast of steam in your face. Look at there. And these jars are extremely hot, so you'll want to let them rest for at least 24 hours because you want them to be cool. You don't want them to be hot. And I always take my rings off once they have cooled completely. I take my rings off so that I can use them on another canning batch because the seal is going to hold it on there. And then when you go to pick the item up, if the seal for some reason has come loose, well then you know. So we are going to let these pop and seal and have us some nice little, let me get the big jar again, have us some nice little mandarin oranges in a simple syrup. When my strawberries come in, we will do those the same way.